Oh boy, do we have a big week coming up for the stock market this week, guys. We have the CPI data for October coming out on Thursday morning, and we have a bunch of companies reporting earnings that we have to break down in this video. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your diet soda. Yeah, we got some Diet Coke for this video, guys, but don't worry, we also have some water as well. Make sure to stay hydrated out there, and let's just dive into the video. And by the way, if you all find value, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. And of course, get your $10 free from Moomoo, plus up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. Just use that link down below and deposit at least $100, and boom, you get some free money. It also helps out the channel. And with that being said, guys, let's dive into the video. So I'm not sure if you remember, but on Friday, the markets ended up doing well. We had the NASDAQ bounce back up 1.5%. S&P closed up roughly the same. Dow ended up going up 1.3% as the Russell ended up going up about 1%. And the VIX now, just from a couple of weeks ago, is down about 10 points on Friday. It went down to about 24.5 here. And again, just a couple of weeks ago, VIX was in the mid-30s. So volatility has come down a good chunk. Markets ran up on Friday. And what we're noticing here on SPY is we're fighting to break 380. We're trying to, right? Which 380 is right by the 50 SMA here on this 4-hour time frame, which if we do break that point, there could be a push to the top of this channel, which could get SPY anywhere to 390, maybe even higher than that, maybe even 400 if this thing does fully end up breaking out, which, mind you guys, right now we're just sandwiched between these moving averages. We're not breaking yet, but we'll see this week. Again, my alert's at 380, and we'll see if that ends up breaking. And for triple Q, if we pull that up, this tracks the NASDAQ 100, if you guys didn't know. This is right by 265. This is a very big point for triple Q. If it fails taking this level out, which, mind you, was support in the end of October, you can see here we held that on the 20th and on the 28th of October. If we fail breaking 265, which is now resistance, we're probably going back down 260, 255. But if we do break 265, I'm thinking in the short term we get a little rally here on triple Q, maybe towards the moving averages, maybe another $5, $6, $7, a pop from where we are right now, is where it could be going. And then at the moving averages, it's going to find itself at a big resistance again at about 270, 275. So where I'm, or rather, in terms of SPY and triple Q, for sure, I'd say the bulls are more in charge on SPY, which if we pull it back up, again, they're, pretty much holding the bottom of the channel here. And if they break 380, if the bulls break 380, they're going to be in charge at that point, fully in charge. But on triple Q, on the flip side, again, bulls are pretty much nowhere to be found. But we'll see. We'll see. If 265 breaks, that could be, it could be a different story. So on Thursday at 8:30 a.m., we have the CPI data for October. And as of now, nothing much is going to change probably. But as of now, the projections are for a 0.6% month-over-month increase for the month of October. And that's roughly 8% annualized. And core CPI for the month is projected to be about a 0.5% increase month-over-month. And if you guys didn't know, core CPI, that excludes food and energy. So inflation, in terms of these projections, does not seem like it's coming down. And, it's kind of just stabilizing. It's flattening out at about 8.5%. That's what we've seen over the past couple of months. And until we get a drop to 7, 6% and, start to see that deceleration, the markets are not going to be liking this. And, if inflation comes in even hotter than that, which is possible, never say never, who knows with these markets that we're in right now, that could cause the stock market to tank. We could see a triple Q under 255 at that point. SPY easily falling under, 370, maybe under that. So, yeah, keep your eyes out on this October CPI data. Again, Thursday, 8:30 a.m. And stay tuned to the channel because we're going to be covering that a bunch here. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss any of the videos. You're not going to want to miss any of the videos on the channel for this week. So, yeah, that's a quick breakdown on the markets, kind of what I'm seeing, some key levels, the CPI data. And, of course, guys, we have to break down some stocks in this video because we have earnings, and the earnings aren't as spicy, maybe you'd say, as some of the other companies we've seen recently, but we still have some companies worth watching. We have Activision Blizzard on Monday, and we're going to break these down by day here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's not many on Friday, but, we're going to break down the ones here in the first couple of days of the week. So on Monday, we have Activision Blizzard, which, if you guys look here, it's finally starting to pull down. It's come down from about $80. Now it's at 72. It's down about 11-12%. So it's in correction territory over the past couple of months. And that's after being pretty flat for a good amount of time. We're talking about 8 months roughly. If you guys remember, Activision, they got bought out by Microsoft. That announcement came back in, the beginning of this year, and I'm not sure exactly where that stands. I know it's not 100% official yet. Maybe I should make a, deep dive video on that and do an update video on it. But overall, it's not 100% official. And the stock's been coming down a bit. And full disclosure, I don't own Activision Blizzard, but I did, believe it or not, and this worked out beautifully, I did actually buy it before they got bought out. It worked out that way. I got so lucky, guys. I think I bought it in the mid-50s, and it ran up to 87. I think I sold it at about 80, 81. I made a nice gain on Activision, and now it's, again, been coasting down about 11-12% over the past couple of weeks. Let's see how they end up doing, guys. We have earnings on Monday, it looks like. Yeah, Monday after the bell. So they're looking to do EPS of 50 cents on revenue of $1.69 billion, which would be down about 9.5% to about 10% year over year. And all these numbers we're going to talk about today, guys, these are all estimates. Keep that in mind. All estimates. So Activision, looking like their revenue is going to decline. That's not the best sign. But, if you've been watching and paying attention to a lot of these companies, a lot of companies' revenues have been declining. A lot of companies' margins have been, declining. That's just where we're at right now. That's the reality of the matter. So at this point, Activision is in a downtrend. No signs of a reversal, that's for sure. And on the max chart, it looks not the best. It doesn't look the best here. And on the 3-year chart, let's pull that up. It looks like we have a head and shoulders. So I'm going to be careful with this. I'm going to be careful with it. Going to be watching it. Maybe we'll get some more clarity during the earnings call. So ATVI, you got to watch it. Lyft is another one. You guys know Uber. You probably know Lyft as well. LYFT is the ticker. They're looking to do 7 cents in EPS on revenue of $1.06 billion, which would be up about 22% year over year. Not too bad. And clearly, this is also in a downtrend. A couple months ago, Lyft was at $41 a share. Now it's at $14 a share. It is down 65%. And I'm sure it's down even more than that because I think the all-time highs were in the 60s. Yeah, $68 back in March of 21. It's down about, 80%? 80% from that point. That is not good whatsoever. So Lyft is earnings are coming out pre-market on Monday. Let me see. No, they're aftermarket on Monday. So let's see what happens. I mean, if we pull up this chart and zoom in a bit like I just did, we can see a downwards channel clear as day here on Lyft. Do we end up breaking out of here? Do the bulls, let's say we get a good report. I think Uber, if I'm not mistaken, shot up a bunch on one of these past days. It did. We'll look at that in a second. If we start breaking out of, let's say, 16.50, 17 here on Lyft, that's where things could really start turning around. So let's see. We'll see, guys. It's gonna take a couple days here to find out. Earnings coming up on Monday. But look here, Uber after earnings, and I'm not just saying because Uber ripped, Lyft has to rip as well. But Uber ran up, let's see, about 15% after earnings. So let's see how Lyft ends up reacting. We also have Palantir this week. This is one of the YouTube favorite stocks. Personally, full disclosure, I don't own Palantir. Who knows? Maybe one day I will. Never say never, but right now I don't have any plans of buying it yet. But right now we have earnings coming up on the 7th before the market. So they're actually on Monday morning, pre-market, guys. And they're looking to do EPS of 2 cents, so slightly profitable, on revenue of $470 million. And I'm not sure what that compares to year over year. Maybe it's not growing. I have to double check. I'm assuming that would be growing, but obviously not as much as previous years. That would be my speculation there. So Palantir, they're looking to report, and this is slowly starting to break trend. We were watching it last week when it was trying to consolidate at about $8, but the fact that it went down 2% on Friday when the markets were green, broke under the moving averages, closed under both moving averages. That is not the best sign, I'd say, for the bulls here on Palantir. It's for sure starting to break trend, so be careful. That's all I got to say. I mean, we're breaking trend heading into earnings. If earnings bomb, this could fall through the floor. We could be right back at $6.50, which was that low from the middle of May. We could be back there in no time, guys. So keep that in mind on Palantir. What else do we have here? Take-Two Interactive, TTWO. Let's pull that up. Take-Two went down 2.5% on Friday, and this has been just destroyed. I mean, the stock's at $108. It was at $170 a couple months ago. It's down 40% from that point. And if I pull up the channel tool, let's see this. We're clearly in a downwards channel right now, right? We can see we're at the bottom of the channel, right at about 105, 107, 108, $10 roughly. So maybe if these numbers come out, they're not that bad. You know, we're already super oversold heading into these earnings, which are on Monday after the bell. This could end up rallying. We shall see. You know, I don't think it's going to go. If I had to bet, if I'm speculating right now, this probably, unless earnings are awful, which in that case it's probably going to collapse. But, you know, if earnings are decent, EPS looking to be about $1.37, revenue $1.55 billion, we could get a bounce. That's all I'm saying. Maybe back towards 115, 112, you know, right around these moving averages, maybe towards 120 if it gets really hot. So TTWO, you got to watch out for it. So on Monday, we have Activision, Lyft, Palantir, and Take-Two Interactive. Then on Tuesday, we have some other companies as well. Make sure to hit the like button if you guys are finding value. And if you haven't gotten your $10 plus your 15 stocks from Moomoo, use that link down below. Deposit at least $100 and boom, you get some free money. It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. And if you want 12 stocks from Webull, you could also use that link down below. There's a Webull link. Deposit any amount of money and you get 12 stocks. And I think all those could be valued up to, I think, a ridiculous amount, $30,000 or something. So all the details are linked down below, guys. And now let's talk about the Tuesday stocks. We have Occidental Petroleum, ticker symbol OXY, which you guys know I've been calling out. And this looks pretty dang good heading into earnings. Look at this chart, guys. We have a clear, I'd say, ascending triangle forming on Oxy, and we're right at the top of it right now, 75, 77 bucks. You guys can see that's been resistance since the end of May. I feel like we're going to break that out. If I had to guess, guys, which I'm not telling you what to do, I'm not telling you to buy, but this is probably going to break 77. That's my guess, and we're probably going to go towards at least the 80s, right? If we pull up here the max chart, let's take a look. We can see back in, what year was that? 2018? Yeah, 2018. Oxy was in the mid-high 80s, so that'd be my next target. About 87 is where it peaked, 88, 87. That was back in the beginning of May of 2018. Then after that, we have $105, which was the high from 2014. Then the all-time high on this bad boy is $118, which was hit back in 2011, May of 2011, just about 11, 12 years ago, whatever that is. So Occidental Petroleum EPS is looking to be $2.46, revenue $9.5 billion, which would be up a whopping 45% year over year. So I'm telling you guys, this looks good. Ascending triangle. We're above the moving averages. We have a golden cross. I'm setting my alert at 70. Let's put it at 77. Mark is at or above, and we'll see what it ends up doing at that point. So Occidental Petroleum, they're on Tuesday before or after? They're after the bell. So Tuesday after the bell, we also have good old AMC, guys. Ticker symbol AMC Entertainment, right? This company obviously has been destroyed. You know, the stock was at 28, 29 bucks, almost 30 bucks a couple months ago, and now it's at $5. It is down about 80%. It's been obliterated, and we'll see. I mean, this thing is at a fresh low now on the 4-hour chart, right at $5.40. Earnings are coming up on Tuesday. Do they bond? Do they do well? I have no idea. I mean, this company obviously doesn't move on fundamentals well. Let me rephrase that, or let me actually change that, because it seems like lately it has been, you know, because it was at 30 bucks and now it's starting to come back down to normal, to I don't want to say a fair value, but to a point where it's getting back to its intrinsic value. Let's be honest, $5. AMC's a penny stock, you know, it really is. So they're looking to do revenue of $961 million, which would be up 25% year over year. Not bad. And of course, they're going to lose money. They're expected to lose 24 cents on the quarter. So AMC, guys, watch out for it. I much prefer GameStop at these levels, to be honest. GameStop's chart looks a little bit better, and I'm thinking, and I'm sticking to this, if GameStop starts breaking 30-31, there's going to be a pop towards mid-high 30s. So GameStop I like a little bit more than AMC, probably a lot more than AMC, but again, AMC is reporting earnings this week, which is why you guys gotta watch it. So on Wednesday, we have a couple other companies, two really big ones that we have to watch. Number one is Roblox, which you can see actually broke out of the moving averages last week, and we closed above the 180, and we have earnings coming up here on Wednesday the 9th in the morning. So Roblox is kind of in a funky spot. We have higher lows being made very clearly. You can see here we have one at $20, another one right there. And at the same time, we're also making, you guessed it, lower highs. So in other words, we're in a wedge, right? We have to break probably, I'd say, $47, $48. If that starts to break, we break the wedge. There's going to be more upside on Roblox. So they're on Wednesday after the bell, or in the morning. I just said it. I forget now. In the morning. Yeah, Wednesday in the morning, guys. And they're looking to do 33 cents in the red for earnings per share on revenue of $686.27 million, which would be up about 7.6% year over year. So this is a company that did very well during the pandemic, and a lot of people are probably writing it off right now. They're like, oh, it was a pandemic stock. It's a garbage stock. I actually think Roblox is not a garbage company. If you have kids, which I don't, but a lot of kids these days use this company, play the games, use the products, and they're still growing. The stock price, just because the stock price is down a ton, doesn't mean the company is not growing. They're still growing. It's slowed down a bunch, but they still have the consumer there, and you guys know, they're probably going to continue growing in that demographic. That's my opinion. I'm not on Roblox. I know a bunch of you watching this video. In fact, most of you guys probably aren't on Roblox, but the younger demographic, they're on Roblox, and the users are growing. So we'll see. Rivian's another one, RIVN, which I'm sure you guys have seen more and more Rivians, depending on where you live. I don't know. But you've probably seen more and more of these on the road. And get this, they ended up doing, or they're projected to do, $551 million of revenue for the quarter, which is up 55,000% year over year. That is insane. So essentially, they weren't doing much at all of revenue last year. And based on these estimates, $551 million for this quarter, which would be up 55,000%. That's unreal. They're going to lose money on the quarter. EPS projected to be in the red, negative $1.82, which makes sense. And you can see this chart is kind of like what we just saw. We have a bit of a wedge, lower highs at the same time as we're making higher lows. Let's see what direction we end up picking. They're on the Wednesday in the morning. Let's see. Actually, no. Wednesday after the bell is when Rivian is reporting. So that's an important one to watch out for sure. And on Thursday, we have NIO, ticker symbol NIO, one of my very small speculative Chinese positions, which I've held for quite some time at this point. NIO went up 17% on Friday. That was a monstrous day. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but a couple days before that, NIO was at $9. Let me see here. I think $8.50, something like that. $9 actually, roughly at $9, and I think before that it was even lower. $8.38 is where it was at the end of October. So NIO, if you look on the 20-day chart, is starting to reverse. We're above the moving averages. We have a golden cross. That's good. And they're reporting in the morning, I believe. They're always in the morning. Yeah, morning on Thursday. So EPS is looking to be negative 16 cents. So they're going to lose money on the quarter on revenue of $1.8 billion, which would be up roughly 23% year over year. Not too bad at all there for NIO if they do $1.8 billion of revenue. So it's clear the stock's in a downtrend. This is not the most pleasant chart to look at, to say the least, but I'm watching it anyway. If we start moving past the, if you're looking at this for a reversal, if it starts breaking mid-teens, guys, that's where the reversal could really start coming. So I'm putting my alert at $14. Mark is at or above. Let's see how this thing ends up doing. And the last stock for the video, and by the way, if you guys stuck till the end, let me know in the comments. Say stuck till the end. Drop a rocket ship emoji, a money emoji, something like that. And I appreciate you guys seriously for sticking on throughout the video. The last stock for this video is Six Flags, which I don't know if you guys have been to Six Flags. I have been. I live in New Jersey. There's actually one, in the state. I'm not sure if you guys have been to it, but Yeah, Six Flags is an amusement park, and I'm not sure how many locations they have across the country, but it's a good amount. And it's it hasn't been doing well. Let's put it that way. It has not been doing well. The stock was at $50 in March of 21. Now it's at $20. It's down 60%. And of course, during the pandemic, obviously for obvious reasons, Six Flags got destroyed. The stock got all the way to about $8-9. So if you bought it at the bottom, let's say, and you rode it all the way to 51, you made 400-500%. But I'm sure most, if not all of you guys, did not do that. And now it's getting to a point where it's getting back to where it was. Not exactly, but it's near those levels during the COVID crash. So EPS for them is looking to be about $1.64, so they're looking to be profitable after being unprofitable for many quarters out of the past couple of years. And it looks like here the past couple of quarters, they've started to turn a profit again. Yeah, it looks like they have been. 2 quarters ago, they did 70, or actually no, the last quarter is the only profitable one they've had recently, which they did 53 cents. And again, now they're looking to do $1.64 on revenue of $560 million, which would be down about 4.5% to almost 5% year over year. So Six Flags is one of those companies that it's struggling, no doubt about it. And it seems like it can't get out of the rut that it got in during the pandemic. And the stock price 100% is reflecting that. So we'll see how it plays out, guys. Again, a lot of these companies aren't the most, awesome, fun companies to track, but we're still going to cover them on this channel because, again, they're reporting earnings. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, get your $10 plus up to 15 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull, link down below. And if you guys want to join my Patreon, there's exclusive morning update videos, buys, sells, call outs, more access to me throughout the day. Use that link down below or go to StockSurfS.com/Patreon, join it, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you could always cancel the membership. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.